Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Culz Sports Chat, episode 60. Hopefully, we got a couple others joining, but if not, we have a full house. You see a whole host of characters around. We see Brenden there, looks like live from Chicago, possibly the Science and Industry Museum. Next to him, we see David from Abnormal Voyages. Right below that, we got Captain Bob. In the middle, we got Scott there, who's still in the lead for predictions. So I guess if you're taking predictions from anyone right now, safest bet, probably Scott. And then on the left, right next to him, we have the person coming for that record, is Nick. He's only been in one show, but so far, he tied for first place last week. So.
I don't know if I'm going to be coming for any records. I'm just trying to have fun here.
Well, how is everyone doing? I know, Brenden, you had a question you wanted to discuss with the whole cast here. So, what did you want to kick us off with?
Sure. This is I heard it a lot last year, and I'm going to hear it a lot this year. So, hockey season is starting today, and Pittsburgh is playing tonight, the Penguins, and Sidney Crosby has done so much for that organization, and he's accomplished everything after 20 something years of being in that organization, and they keep talking about him getting traded so he can go chase a cup. So I guess my question is, would you rather be able to complete everything in a sports world you could for one team and stay there and retire there, or would you want to go chase another cup at the end of your career, or chase another trophy at the end of your career? It doesn't have to just be the cup.
Yeah, now Crosby has won, right?
He's won 3.
Okay. Yeah,
okay. If he's already won it, I think it makes sense to stay where you are, retire the hometown hero where you've been the whole time. Now, I'm not a hockey person, so I don't know all the ins and outs as much. But in terms of something like football, if I accomplished everything with the team except a Super Bowl, and then I had a chance to be on a Super Bowl winning team, I'd have to consider taking it to get that game. But if I'd already had one ring, I would not leave my team behind just to go get that with somebody else. I feel like I'd rather stay where I am with family, enjoying what I'd won, than transferring over to a new team and just being a plug-in to, I got it. It just feels cheaper that way.
Right.
So as a fan, would you be mad if a team did trade a player so they can hopefully get something out of it to help rebuild?
No, if there was other reasons behind it, if I'm looking at it from a fan point or from a management point, if there's reasons to do it, that changes it completely. But if it's purely, does he want to leave to try to win the Stanley again? That's, I think, not worth it. But if there's other factors to it, that it would also benefit his team to get traded on now, and he would get some personal glory, that changes it completely, I think. I think that's fine, because then it's also almost a noble thing for him to go off and allow them to get a new young blood in there to kind of pick up where he left off.
A la like Matthew Stafford when he left Detroit. Detroit fans were sad to see him go, but they were like, at least he might go win something now.
And and look where they are now. They're doing great. They're in contention. So yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If it's just the player perspective, if everything is the same except he would leave to go get the trophy, I don't think it's worth it because he's already won it. If he'd never had it before and that was the last thing in his career, absolutely try to go get it. Finish out strong. But otherwise, I'd say stay there, finish out your golden years with the team that's built you up.
Mm-hmm. Brenden, is he planning to do a big announcement, on TV deciding where he's going to go, a la someone else that was chasing rings?
Sonic?
I don't think so.
I was thinking LeBron.
I know.
He really did a big TV thing for Decision Part 2 about some beer ad today.
No, I think Crosby likes to, I don't hear much about him. It's all, the media saying what the media thinks. It's not ever, Sidney Crosby coming out and complaining about his team being, in a rebuild for the last 10 years or, anything like that. I keep hearing about it and I'm like, if I was a player, I don't know, if I've been there for 25 years already, and have already won, the championships and stuff with the team, I would almost want to just stay there and try to retire with them. Now, obviously, if you're, being like, hey, we can get this for you, would you be okay leaving at the year? I would have to think about it, but
See, that's what I'm thinking too. If you've already won it, I don't think it has the same appeal as getting, like, you always want another, of course. But if you've already gotten it, and he's gotten it several times, it's kind of like, why bother? Like, why not stay here where I've been? I agree with that. But if he'd never had it and this was like his last shot to go get it with someone else, even as a fan, I would hope they'd be like, hey man, you've done so much for us. Go do you. Take care, get it done. I'll be cheering you on.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a hockey town though, so yeah, I'm not sure how though.
That's because their two closest teams suck. I mean, the Steelers and the Eagles, they're terrible teams. We hate them all.
I mean, to be fair, in the history of the NFL, Steelers are like number 5 in championships.
I do like that.
That's true. So you know what? Steelers are fine. It's the Eagles that blah, right?
I do
right?
like
I think
that
we can all agree on that.
Pittsburgh's professional teams are all black and yellow.
That is actually really cool. I do like yeah.
Pirates.
Because the Pirates are the same thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and yeah, it used to be like a cohesion we saw between the teams for a little bit back in the day. Like we had the St. Louis Cardinals for baseball and football.
Well, that was even the name being the same. That's crazy.
Yeah. We had Dodgers and the Giants, obviously, in New York. And
Dallas kind of has that going on, too, with the Mavs and the Stars. Stars have kind of branched more into the green, but that kind of like green and blue. Like blue seems to be the color throughout all the Dallas area teams.
Yeah,
to answer your question, as a Minnesota Vikings fan, I'd rather stay with the home team, whether I win a championship or not.
But does that change if you've already won one or not? Like if you hadn't gotten it before and you had like a really good shot.
Winning the championship is one thing. It'd be great. Like I hope, Justin Jefferson gets a ring, but I also hope it's with the Minnesota Vikings. But I know as a Minnesota Vikings fan, we've never gotten the championship. And I really would love to see us win it.
I mean, you guys have gotten there. You guys have had some really good teams.
Yes. We got there like 20 years before I was born.
Hey, you almost got there in 98, but...
And 17.
Actually, it's funny? Actually, the year my family moved out to Colorado was the year that the Vikings almost went there. And had they gone, it would have been the Vikings against the Broncos.
Okay, so I was thinking
of Super Bowl.
I was thinking a little bit earlier when it was the Colts Saints game. Where it should have been Colts Vikings. As another one too.
Good old Drew Brees.
Good old Bounty Gate.
Well, it could have also been Vikings when Eagles and demolished them.
David, let's kick it off with college football. Arch Manning had a pretty rough week in the media, and by week I mean the last couple days. What are your thoughts with Arch after this past weekend?
I mean, I think it's the same what we've been saying. Like, he's a young guy. He doesn't have a ton of experience yet. No matter how much talent you have, sometimes it just does not come straight away as a perfect starter. They were getting their ass kicked in that game, but I will say they came close to coming back. They at least made it, a respectable score and not a blowout. So that's a good thing. But no, he had a bad game for sure because Florida just I don't think they're that good even now. Even after beating Texas, they're just not that great a team. But honestly, college football this week was a lot like the NFL, where it was just a lot of crazy games.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely some big upsets, and Texas is, for the first time in a long time, I think, completely out of the rankings.
And is this week Red River?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. So if he goes in there and kicks ass at this, it'll redeem him in the eyes of everybody at Texas. This is the one they really want.
So is Oklahoma ranked, and who's like their stars right now? Because I haven't kept up with Oklahoma outside of knowing.
I believe their quarterback, I think, is still their backup quarterback because I believe their star quarterback got hurt. Do you remember, Brenden? I might be wrong here.
I don't really pay attention to Oklahoma. I know they're ranked like 5th or 8th.
Yeah, they're not bad. They've been doing well, but I do believe their quarterback. I think that he is a kind of a backup situation for later on, but he's been doing well. I got really washed out when I pulled that up. Jesus. There we go. Let's see. OU starting QB. Let's see who that is. Oh, interesting. So they are actually expecting. So they have been using Michael Hawkins, who has been the recent starter, but he's been the backup. But they're expecting John Mateer is coming back from having hand surgery, and they actually think he might play in the Texas game.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's such a tough call. Like, do you put your starter that's been out for several weeks back in a big game? Or do you stick with the guy that's been
type of rivalry? Yeah.
But if you don't do it and you lose, they're going to be like, because you didn't play the starter.
Yeah.
I don't envy the coach for having to make that kind of decision. That could be a tough one. I think you got to go with your starter, at least for the beginning of the game, and hope that he's not looking rusty. So there's a lot of storylines going into the game. It'll be interesting. But this is the big one that they definitely they could lose every game of the season as long as they won this one, and Texas would be happy. That's how much they hate Oklahoma.
Yeah, just don't lose to Oklahoma.
Yeah, and the other way around, they could win the national championship this year, but if that's the only game they lost, Oklahoma would still be like, whatever, we beat you. That's just that's how it is between those two. They're crazy.
Yeah, well, I hope in a couple weeks you guys just whoop up on UK, because obviously that's Louisville's arch enemy. Nick, you guys are playing Idaho, it looks like. How are you feeling there?
What?
Yeah, University of Northern Colorado is going to Idaho this Saturday at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I told you last week I don't follow college football all that much.
Nick, you're supposed to be our UNC.
I just love. He's like,
UNC is a
what?
terrible team, dude. No one follows them. No one even at that school, no one follows them except for the team.
I'm not even sure if the players know who they're playing this week.
Well, Nick,
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
I just want you to know they're actually having our group going to call the game this upcoming weekend, so I hope you know some about it. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Can't wait.
We're just up there. We're like, yeah, we don't know what to talk about.
Nick is on the sidelines, just like, what?
This just in, they do know what a football is.
They picked up the football. Well, I guess we'll go from one school to the other. Scott, Indiana, number 7, going to number 3, Oregon this week. How are you feeling?
Oh boy, this is going to be a tough one. I'm not so really sure about this. I think if I was a betting man, which sometimes I am, I think I probably would still go with the Ducks, playing at home in Eugene. I saw them against Penn State, and they were pretty awesome with Penn State. At the same time,
and Penn State's not bad.
Penn State, well, since then, Penn State has really gone downhill fast. So I'm not sure if the problems with Penn State started after the game with Oregon, or if it was getting started before the game with Oregon, and Oregon was made them like a snowball and pushed them down the hill, and now they're just really going without stopping. But even still, Oregon looks really, really tough. Really hoping that the Fighting Hoosiers will be able to give them a really, really good game. It'll be exciting if they did. But it's still something I'm looking forward to seeing. We'll see if maybe this will be the start for the Hoosiers to get a solid run up to the end to back into the football playoffs. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I was looking up some other Colorado colleges. Adams State's 0-5. So, Nick, I'm telling you, we got to just have Adams State play UNC. We'll be fine. It'll be a competitive, terrible game.
I would seriously laugh if UNC saw this and asked us to come commentate one of their games.
They're just like, yeah, some podcasters like said they'd come be our announcers for the game.
One guy said he'd win here. I believe him.
David and Brenden are just there in University of Texas gear, just like announcing. That'd be hilarious. What other big games are coming up? I know Louisville's off this week, so I guess I haven't really been paying attention as far as college is going.
Not really any like huge games. I think Texas OU is kind of the biggest one going on. There's not really any huge rivalries or anything, I think, matching up this week.
Okay, so I'm looking. There are some, at least, couple ranked teams playing outside of Indiana. Obviously, we talked about Ohio. Number 1 is playing Illinois, number 17.
That's going to be a massacre.
Yeah, Ohio's going to beat them up. Number 8, Alabama is playing number 14, Missouri.
That might be a decent game, but that's low enough in the rankings that it's not really a big game. You know, it might be a bit of an upset because I don't think Alabama's that great this year, but we'll see.
8, Texas A&M, number 5, playing Florida, and then number 9, Texas Tech playing Kansas.
I hate Texas A&M.
Well, do you see Florida beating them?
I would like to see anybody beating them, even if it's fans with sticks. That's cool.
As long as someone beats them. I guess we'll transfer into fantasy talk real quick. Let's see. Nick, you almost had the game this week. Lost by 5, it looks like. A little less than 5 points to Birmingham Bats. Scott, you got your first win of the season. How are you feeling getting back on that victory path?
Hey, you don't go undefeated for the remainder of the season until you get that first one. So now, look out. It's smooth sailing all the way through the rest of the season. Everybody should be running and hiding because the steamroller is coming. The steamroller's coming.
So I have to confess something to you guys. Last week, after we got off of this, I got an invitation to another like Zoom kind of type situation. I got on it. It didn't say who was inviting me, but I accepted it, and it was the football devil. Okay. And he told me he had a deal for me, and I was like, I don't know. I don't usually do these kind of things. And he's like, listen, if you're willing to take a loss in your fantasy, Eagles are done. They ain't going to win this week. That streak over. And I was like, you know what? For the good of the world, I'll take that deal. So while my undefeated streak did come to an end, I did it for all of you. And I hope you understand that and appreciate it.
Hey, also AutoDraft Sux putting in Kyler Murray, which I don't think any of us thought would ever happen at the 11th hour. Like, I didn't even see him switch quarterbacks.
Sam Darnold got 50 points. And then I even tried to be nice and offer him to Bob, and Bob's like, I don't know. So I'm going to cancel that trade. You lost it, Bob.
I can
you
accept.
had a chance.
I can accept.
I'm getting rid of it right now. I'm getting on this app. No, but it was a close game. I am glad though that Nolan put in his quarterback because it would have been a cheap victory if I would have won because he didn't play a quarterback. Like, it'd be nice to win, but I feel like that's kind of a shitty way to get it.
I just hope Nolan sees our thumbnail as him and Kyler Murray looking all happy, because that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, Nolan's team isn't bad. I know he's dealing with some injuries, maybe not as bad as like the Bats.
I would also just like to say, for all those people that made fun of all the times we talk about how important kickers are, he won because of his kicker. His kicker got him 18 points.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Absolutely disgusting.
Hey, see, taking kickers in the 6th round, not a bad play.
Man, that insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I accept it.
You accepted it?
Yes.
You got a good. I think, all right, like, no lie. I was even telling Keegan this the other night. I think Sam Darnold is going to be the future of the Seahawks.
Probably.
I think he's going to stay there. I mean, he literally got 50 points yesterday or Sunday, and they didn't even win. Like, dude was on fire.
Let's see. So Greyson's now lost 2 in a row after, starting with you 3-0. Lost another one. This time to Thundercats, so not like a terrible loss there. Matt is now, I think, ranked 2. Brenden, you're ranked number 1. You pull out a victory this week. And then South Park Cow, Shane started out 0-3, is now 2-3, just back in the thick of it. And then I am 2-0 versus Slay the Play this year. So feeling good. Rattler doing good.
Brenden, I'm sure you will, but just remind Trinity she's definitely got to put somebody in. She's got a couple buys that were lowering her score big time.
She knows.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see who we got this week.
I'm playing Sir Nicholas.
It's Nick versus David. It's Brenden versus Trinity. Greyson versus Bob. Matt versus Shane. Let's see. Oh, Scott, you're playing my dad. And then Nolan is playing Mark. So it looks like a pretty good slate of games.
Who are you against, Keegan?
My mom.
Oh, your mom?
Yeah.
Wow. You got to take Keegan. You have to sit some guys out so your mom wins, right?
I was just gonna say, if you beat your mom, I'm calling the cops on you.
Look, Keegan, I'm just gonna tell you now. I respect it if you want to go ahead and make sure you win. But whenever it happens, and God willing, this is decades from now, when your mom passes away, when you tell me, when you're crying, talking about that your mom's gone, I'm gonna be like, hey man, do you remember back in 2025?
Yep.
October 7th, and you said, I don't care, I'm gonna beat my mom. How do you feel about that now?
Well, it looks like she has a second kicker going to IR. So speaking of kickers.
Oh no, she lost her second kicker.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It's funny. It's kind of like 9/11, and they're like, the second tower has been hit. The second kicker has gone down.
Well, and let's look at this trade. So you're getting Johnson, tight end, and Matthew Stafford, quarterback. Bobby's getting Myers, wide receiver, Sam Darnold, quarterback, and Dawson Knox, tight end. Not a bad trade. Bobby, definitely better than the one you took earlier in this season. So.
Yeah. I figured I'd give him an actual helpful one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob, your team's not bad. So.
Yeah.
Because first I actually offered it, like I was telling you earlier, to Shane because he needed a quarterback. Yep. But with the news of Joe Burrow moving over, he's going to try to stick with him and see how that works out. So I was like, all right, that's fine. So I was like, well, you know what? Since I've already in my heart let Darnold go and fly free, who else could maybe use some help?
And horrible.
Because I mean, if Bob would have had Darnold in a couple of the games this season already, they played him, he would have won those games.
Yep.
Like there's a couple where there's points because he's been in a lot of those situations where it's been like decided in 5 points or less.
Yeah.
And it's those weeks that Sam has had actually some really good games. Like he's a very solid quarterback, and I felt bad always having him as just my backup.
Yep.
Plus, I do like Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's from Dallas just like me. I've always enjoyed him, even though he's always been on the opposite side of my team.
Well, let's get into last week in the NFL, which was a wild one to say the least. I mean, where do we even start? David, do we have any talking points outside of Cardinals coaches punching their players and getting fined for it?
Bro, that was so funny. Not nearly as big a talking point, but I thought this was funny too. I saw apparently Jerry Jones is getting fined $250,000
for flipping off fans
because he flipped off the Jets fans. He tried to say he was trying to do a thumbs up, and I guess as old as he is, he's just like, oh, but apparently he was like smiling really big and like flipped him off and didn't like that.
Not a good look. That's funny.
I feel like you got to have a better record in football before you start doing things like that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Scott, how about the Tennessee Titans throwing an interception to win the game. I mean, how does that even work?
Well, what you didn't say is that it was the Tennessee Titans against the Arizona Cardinals. Talk about bird brains. Oh my gosh. I was screaming at my television to about all the idiocy that's going on there. As far as Jonathan Gannon goes, the very first thing I would have said when DeMarcado came off the field is keep walking to the locker room because you are now cut.
Yep.
You don't drop the ball just as you're going into the end zone. You take it into the end zone.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, you had the fumble interception and then the fumble. And then if you had end up watching that whole scene, instead of having the Cardinals kind of doing a belly flop on top of the ball and securing it, they run up to try to pick it up. And as they're doing it, they kick it into the end zone, where then the Tennessee player does the right thing and slaps on the ball, and thus it is now a touchdown. And now the Cardinals lose by less than a touchdown points. Both of those would have won the game for the Cardinals. And as far as I'm concerned now, the Cardinals pile them up along with the Jets and the Panthers and the various other nobodies, New Orleans, for the rest
Hold
of
on.
year.
Did you say the Jags or the Jets?
I said the Jets.
Oh, okay, I was about to say because the Jags,
No.
man,
I
they got
didn't-
it done.
Yeah, no, they were tough. Yeah. They did much better. But no, I said the Jets. I didn't pronounce
I
it.
agree. I agree.
But, yeah, just go ahead and put on the Cardinals on the rest of that heat, and basically, whoever they're playing, whatever high school they're playing, I'm picking the high school because that was disastrous. That was horrendous, and pretty sure that Jonathan Gannon, if he's not gone before the end of the year, will be gone at the end of the year. Was it Black Monday comes around at the end of the season? He's going to be the first one out the door.
He might even be one of those ones that they don't even wait till Monday.
Yeah, I said if big if he gets to the end of the year, he's gone then. But you're right, he will not get. I don't think he'll get to the end of the year either.
I totally agree. And speaking of the Jets though that you brought up, they're so bad that like I was excited the Cowboys won. I was like, oh, that was great. But then I felt a little less happy because I was like, oh, but it was the Jets.
Exactly.
Honestly, I forgot the Cowboys even played. I thought they were on their bye week.
I mean, they kind of were. They played the Jets.
I kept trying to remember who they played. I was like, who did the Cowboys play? I think they must have been on bye because I don't remember their game.
No, bye this week was like Atlanta and stuff and Green Bay.
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago's on.
Yeah, no, the Jets are just really bad, and I don't even know why because they have talent. It's not
they
like
got the
don't-
pieces.
Yeah,
It's and the coaching doesn't seem like I don't know what is happening there.
Yeah,
you would
how
think
they're the
they would
worst
at least
team?
have a much better because the score of the game is nothing like how the game actually went. We were ahead by almost like 30 points in the fourth quarter. It was just not caring anymore that let them. And we all know how bad the Cowboy defense is. So
yeah.
They have no self-control. I've watched 2 of their games, and it's, they start getting momentum, and then they get like 3 penalties in a row.
are we talking about the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jets. They have no momentum. They
Yeah, there's no discipline.
themselves in the foot because they can't, stop false starting or stop holding or whatever. They need a little more discipline. I don't know what the right word is.
That's the closest I agree with you because the amount of penalties, you can be the best team in football, but if you're not disciplined, the penalties will kill you and give the game away.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we're talking about major stories, of course, both undefeated teams going down in the same weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say the Bills one I think is a little bit more shocking just because I think the Broncos are a little bit better of a team. than New
Also,
England.
I think the Bills are a better team than the Eagles. So
Yeah, but I did say the last couple weeks I'm worried about their defense because they've let teams stay in the games that maybe shouldn't be there that late. And so for a team like New England that plays them quite often, it's kind of rough. So we'll see how they rebound.
I mean, hey, good for New England. This may be them getting back into the football world because after Brady left, I feel like they've been in the shitter ever since.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just they had to get Belichick out of there, and now they finally got a fresh crew. They got fresh talent. I think New England will be back within the
They
next
still
couple
have
of
the
years.
same OC as when Brady was there.
Yeah, but at least they're not like the head people, you know.
yeah. Well, and May watching the game this week, probably the best game I've seen him play in the pros. I mean, he was
He did
making
well.
some actually pretty passes. So I know I've been a pretty staunch anti-May person, or maybe just because I ranked him 6th in my rankings, but he looked pretty good. As far as like the Eagles, they were up pretty big on the Broncos, and the Broncos have this weird thing of just like not playing till the fourth quarter.
That's
mean,
Sean Payton's thing. It doesn't make him feel alive unless it's all in one quarter, you know.
Yeah, because they've done this twice now, where they've won because
He's
they
like, hold up, wait for it, wait.
He's one of those guys that likes to take a match and let it burn down to the tip of his fingers just so he can feel something.
Yeah, he's just like, come on.
I said we were going to win.
I know you and
did.
David. You
Yep.
and David, the lone two Bronco people.
There you go, Bob. We did it. It was, I honestly, I mean, even though I did pick against the Eagles, of course, because fuck the Eagles, I was a little surprised. Especially that it all happened in the fourth like that. Like, I remember seeing it at halftime and stuff and being like, they're going to fucking win again. And then as I was watching the Cowboy game, like highlights, I was like, oh okay.
So speaking of the Eagles, none of their receivers are happy. Barkley's upset. Jalen's upset. When are they getting rid of their coordinator, Brenden?
I don't know. A lot of people are saying, see, when Jalen passes for 300 yards, they lose. So why not just run the ball? And that's another thing, though, is like Saquon Barkley only had 6 carries all game.
It's been weird this whole season. Like ever since after, I feel like after the first game or two, they haven't been using him nearly as much as they usually do.
And it's like, if you guys are up by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, run. Run the ball. But then, I don't know. It was interesting to point out some things as well, to see like AJ Brown stop halfway through a route and then blame Jalen Hurts for not throwing it correctly.
So Brenden, as a resident Eagle fan, do you think this is a matter of the players being a little selfish? Like, do you think they're a little more worried about their personal stats over the good of the team? Because I feel like, and maybe it's because I'm not a professional athlete, but if I'm on a team that we just won the Super Bowl last year, if we're doing fantastic this year and winning games, I don't care who's getting it done.
Well, and
as long as we're winning, I'm not care. Like, if you got the ball instead of me, hey, good for you. I'm glad you got a touchdown. Right?
That was my question to Keegan a couple weeks ago. I was like, if you're getting paid, because AJ Brown,
but you got to remember some of these guys.
There are bonuses.
Yeah, some of these guys get paid more if they catch like 4 passes versus the one all game.
But Keegan, they do also all get a huge bonus if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts is also coming out talking bad against the offense. And here's the stat of the day. He has less passing yards and completions and touchdowns than, do you want to guess the quarterback? Justin Fields of the 0-5 Jets. And so at some point, you got to say you have 2 really good wide receivers. You have a good tight end. You have a good offensive line, a good quarterback. Obviously, Barkley should have got the record last year. But if you can't put it together with the same playbook you had last year, it must be the coordinator.
Or even the head coach at this point, because he's not stepping in to change things up.
That is something I've heard. Like, maybe Sirianni is just a good manager of coaches. Because, he's very dependent on, and they've lost, back-to-back years, both coordinators, Brenden?
Oh, they've lost every corner they've ever had. Jalen Hurts hasn't had a season with the same coordinator back to back since college.
See, I also feel like, and maybe this is just an old school way of thinking about it, but as soon as your quarterback starts talking shit about anybody else on the team, you're fucked. Because he's supposed to be the leader of the team, and it is very hard to get behind him anymore if he's specifically calling you out or your buddy, you know? Like they need
Big
to
Ben
fix
did
this.
it for a while, so
And look, and what happened with them, you know? I mean,
yeah.
I just feel like that is a very bad crack in your foundation that
I
they
would
would need to do anything they can to fix that.
I would have liked been a fly on the wall during their 2.5 hour meeting that Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and AJ had today, just to hear what's going on. Because I don't know, I
think the AJ Jalen is not football related. I think it's something personal because I'm pretty sure
they've been friends forever.
Yeah, one of them's the godfather to the other's kids, so I think something's happened personally and it's affecting business.
I wonder what the Saquon thing is though. Like, dude, if I was a quarterback, I'd be using his ass all the time.
Well, they showed a thing where
that sounded really bad.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
All of the Eagles' offensive linemen have all taken steps back. Like last year, they were all top 10 in their position, and like 3 of them are, 28th or 30th, and Dickerson keeps getting in and out of with injuries, either back stingers or his knee or something. So that offensive line has taken a step back as well. So
it's got to be coaching, and I think hiring an OC that has no experience coaching anywhere, not a good move.
I think it should probably change with him first before anything. But
yeah, I think that's the easiest fix, and it's still early enough in the season you can right the ship. They have a good enough record.
Playbook as last year, so everyone knows the plays. You're just putting in a better play caller that can correctly.
I mean, as long as you understand tush push, that's like 75% of the playbook. So
yeah. Well, as long as you don't give AJ Brown the same 3 routes every game, probably will be fine. Like they did it.
The NFL banning that tush push or
no, because other teams are doing it now.
Yeah,
it's going to get banned now that as soon as more people are doing it. I think it's gonna.
I think it'll be like the Wildcat, where just so many people do it, they know how to stop it, and it just goes away.
It's almost impossible to stop, though.
How are you going to stop Jalen or Saquon doing it when they both bench 700 pounds?
Yeah, they're going to get if they only need a couple inches.
Just be like,
David. I have to hang on. Yo, David, I just gotta say, some of the things you've been saying can be easily taken out of context and sound so wrong. Yo, I've been using his ass all day. Yo, tush push is 75% of the playbook. Yo, fingers.
Well, on that,
I'm just saying, if they only need a couple inches, they can get it done.
If they only need a couple inches.
Just tell AJ Brown that it's the opposite team going for it.
I think it's funny that they're the only team that is kind of metaphorically falling apart when they have basically no major injuries like a lot of these teams do right now.
Yeah,
like it's very
understanding.
Yeah, because it's understandable on a lot of these. Like, I don't know, the Ravens, I want to talk about that too, because they're looking horrible.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Was way worse than I thought it was going to be.
I do want to get to Nick real quick. Since you guys won. You guys
ask him another college game. Another college question.
Yeah, so we're looking at Bowling Green. How do you think Bowling Green's going to do this week? I'm just kidding. Minnesota, you guys got it done. It was looking a little rough early on. Browns didn't look bad. Looked a little bit more competent with
the Browns
than they've looked all year. So,
but
Vikings came back. Wentz is playing how Wentz plays, but he's getting it done at least.
No. Oh my God, no. The joke that I keep seeing as a Vikings fan is the skull is short for scoliosis from the stress that watching the games causes. That's pretty accurate because being a Vikings fan is stressful for some games. Carson Wentz plays like shit. He absolutely just does not play well. And then, like, the fact that we won was just a miracle by any means. But I mean, I'm glad we got the W. I'm glad we got the win. But
I told you, I think being in the UK a week longer gave them the edge.
no, that was sheer luck.
No,
It
was the
might have
UK
been
magic.
playing the Browns that helped.
Look, Nick, I have it on good authority because they played in Dublin the week before, right?
Yes.
While they were in Ireland, they sent Carson Wentz into the wilds to find a leprechaun.
And I guarantee you he came back with nothing. And they're like, well, game's starting in 30 minutes.
He came back with a redheaded toddler that he kidnapped from another family. But there was enough magic there.
They're like, that's not it. Put your pads on. The game starts in 5 minutes.
Coach, look, I got it.
So Nick, you're not optimistic right now? Like what's going on?
No, I'm not optimistic at all.
How long is what's his name out?
JJ McCarthy should be back this upcoming week. So he should be.
Do you feel better with him coming back?
If he plays like how he played in the last half of his first game, yeah, I'm a little bit more confident with him. But like, I also worry
the second game.
I worry about him because like he had a really good comeback in that first game, but like the second game he just did not perform well, and I'm worried about him being this young 20-something-year-old and not being able to bounce back from that because
to tell us
someone
all
who
about
wasn't a
him,
young 20-something-year-old, I was very hard on myself. So
Nick,
I just hope he's not very hard on himself.
We actually had one of our experts do an entire write-up about him and how he's going to do. He's actually our old team member, Blake. So, Keegan, if you could bring him in real quick, and he can tell us all about.
This will be fun. This will be fun. I haven't seen him since college.
And that was still too recent.
That was, very too recent.
Dude, he had it out for him for some reason that one night that he was just like bag, like he wasn't even against him. Like he
must have
hated him. I guess. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, he was like, I hope he gets sacked or something. I was like, jeez.
To be fair, that was the night he got hurt. Blake made it happen. He went out there and punched him.
He willed it into existence.
Well, speaking of injuries, David, I know you and I talked about it. 49ers going in with all those injuries just looking really good. Like, imagine if they didn't have half their team on IR right now.
And they pulled it off. I didn't think they would before the game. I don't think I picked them, did I?
No one picked them. None of us picked them.
They keep going. They're going to get a Disney movie someday after this team.
Yep.
Yeah. Scotty, Colts won. They barely had to break a sweat to beat the Raiders because the Raiders are just terrible. Geno Smith leading the NFL in interceptions, and they're sticking with him. So,
yeah. Well, I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I followed up on some of the highlights. And Indiana Jones hit the Pittman and Downs, get a good lead, and then being a good opponent, they basically went right to the run, except the runner is Jonathan Taylor, and he just zipped right through the Raiders, as they say, like a knife through butter, and suddenly it's a 40-42-6 victory for the Colts, and we'll take that. We'll move on to the next one. See how the next one goes.
So Scott,
yeah,
you got to tell me you watched the game, right?
No, I didn't watch the Colts game. Unfortunately, I watched all the Cardinals game.
Oh, because I was gonna say I wonder, like, I didn't hear it, but somebody at some point during that game had to be like, "Oh, this is Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the low score" or something like that, right? Like somebody had to do it.
I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure they did. And probably somebody said that the Colts found the lost gold and pretty much melted all of the Raiders' faces. And
for the Raiders, it was definitely the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it really was. So So now the question is, again, kind of thinking of the future now. What do we all think about now the Raiders? Let me put that question out there. Is the Raiders going to be like I had said about the Colts, like the Cardinals? I mean, just another perennial loser for the rest of the year. Does anybody think the Raiders are going to make any type of difference come the end of the year?
I think they trade for Shedeur Sanders at some point.
I heard if they lose one more game, Tom's going to suit up himself and be the new quarterback. So,
I mean, they would win if he was out there because he wouldn't throw interceptions. Like I don't know what happened to Geno going from Seattle to.
I think Brady could still get it done.
Oh yeah, he's still in shape.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Pete Carroll wants a reunion with Russell Wilson, and he's going to trade for him.
I could 100% see that, considering that they've benched Russell. They got no reason to hold on to him.
Yeah, and I think he's third string too.
I don't think any team has any reason to hold on to Russell Wilson. Just throwing that out there.
Hold on. Speaking of third string, there was breaking news today, of course, that Joe Flacco being traded over. He's leaving the Browns. And
he is an upgrade over Jake Browning.
My sources have confirmed, even with him gone, Shedeur Sanders is still quarterback number 3.
Yeah.
It goes straight from starter to 3. That spot's just empty. When Shedeur asked the coach about it, he said, "Don't worry about it. We'll pick somebody from the stands if we have to."
He just mimed it.
And then Shedeur.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, I have a nephew that plays Little League. He'll be the second quarterback.
Hey, you seen our water boy? He's going in.
You see our water boy?
Hey, Browns quarterback changes average 10 games. Since 1999, they averaged 10 games, and then they switch a quarterback. So we will see.
So do we think Shedeur is ever going to get the start there, or do you think he's going to get traded before?
I think he gets traded this year.
I think he's going to get traded.
You think he's going to be a Raider?
I think play his team games in 10 games. Keegan just said they switch every 10 games.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But do you think he'll get traded before that?
I think so. I don't think they're going to switch Gabriel just because it is a rookie quarterback.
He didn't do too bad for his first game, to be fair.
Yeah.
No, he was looking really good for his first game. That was a miracle victory for the Vikings.
Someone that looked good his first game but came down to earth without his friendly neighbor was Jackson Dart, who they took an L to the Saints, who get their first win. Spencer Rattler gets that monkey off his back. Nolan's not here. I think he picked tonight to just not be here when his teams are winning.
He still hates Rattler, though.
He does. He hates Rattler. He hates Murray, and they're winners. I don't. I think Rattler is a good quarterback. Hey, you know who's going for MVP this year, though? Dak Prescott. I mean, he's playing lights out in Dallas. Obviously, you said you guys whooped up on the Jets, but is there anything else you want to add to that one?
No. I mean, I just think it's crazy that they are I think statistically they're literally the number 1 offense in football right now, and yet our defense is almost the absolute worst in football at the same time, which is insane. Not a good combination, but defense, I mean, they're getting better. I will say they're starting to get a little better. We'll see when they play an actual good team how that works out. But no, Dak is doing fantastic. I think he's kind of taken the maturity that he's needed for a while, and it looks like he's getting serious about it. And I think it's really crazy that they're putting up these great numbers without CeeDee Lamb even on the field. Yeah. So once we get him back out there, this could be something interesting. But they made a really good use of the with the backup guy that they threw on the field for the first time. What was his name? It was this, because I even picked him up on my fantasy just because I had a spot, but I'm probably going to dump him because I don't think he's ever going to get to play again. Let's see. Flournoy. Yeah, dude racked up like 20 points, I think, in our league and stuff. Like, if I would have had him before the game and played him, lights out. Mm-hmm. But he did very well for somebody that was basically an unknown. And then Ferguson, tight end, got his first touchdown and then got his second touchdown. So they're really gelling on offense. Their problem is defense. And I have heard some rumors that they may be trading for a big name or two for defense. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I definitely think there's going to be some big names available in a couple weeks. So I'm excited to see what movements happen.
But I mean, it's Jerry Jones, so it's going to be like, oh, did you hear about Brenden? He's on the Cowboys now.
Hey, still better than what you guys probably have right now.
Yeah, Brenden would understand. Oh, we have to stop those guys. We don't just let them go by. I thought we've been waving. What's
We high five them. We're not supposed to do that. Speaking of a team that's like just falling apart for, I mean, some of it's injury, but the Dolphins were up big. I think it was 17-0, and they lose to the Carolina Panthers, of old teams. Just like
remind me, didn't the Panthers have a game recently where they scored 0 points?
No, I think they held the team to 0 points.
Did they? I don't remember which one they were on. Which side was it?
They beat the Falcons.
Okay, that was the 0 game?
Yeah.
Okay, but Panthers still are not that great this year, correct?
Yeah, they're one of the bottom tier teams, but somehow the Dolphins lost to them, and I get Tyreek's out, but I think the team, I mean, Tua, the way he's talking, the way McDaniel's talking, I don't even know if they know where they are anymore. Like mentally, I don't.
I heard as they were making their way up there, the Jacksonville Jaguars really let them have it, dude. They got in a big-time street ball. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was out there like something out of West Side Story. He was snapping, going at him, it was a
Buccaneers fire off their cannon.
They did.
At them.
And they hit Tua right in the head. He had another concussion. Barely recovered in time for the game.
Speaking of concussions, did Kyler Murray get a concussion from a snap? Is that true?
I don't know, but I love the clip of it.
Yeah, talk about catching a hike right into your face mask. Just standing there, bam, right in the face.
I've seen tackles with less recoil than what he did on that. Like,
true. Again, Cardinals. Just one of the many things you can just pile on to the, I will say, hoop hole of the Cardinals is amongst all the other ones. They're terrible.
Yeah, the Cardinals are just bad. Speaking of bad, apparently the Ravens are terrible. Granted, they were missing Lamar. They were missing like most of their defense. But to get blown out like that to Houston of all teams, not as bad as like a Tennessee or something, but
like Houston's still good, but it should have at least been a close game. I understand them maybe losing to them, but not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I picked them to lose, but not get blown out.
I don't understand how hard it is to understand, hey, give Derrick Henry the ball.
They must have the same offensive coordinator.
Yeah, it's just like, here, let him run. Yeah, whoever's in charge of him and Saquon, they're working together.
Yeah, they're just like, don't let him play. Let's look at some other scores. Buccaneers, Seahawks had a really good game on both sides. Buccaneers just played a little bit better. Got a kind of lucky tip from the Darnold and picked it off to win with a last-second field goal. The Lions kicked the Bengals' butts and then kind of gave up in the fourth, and the Bengals made it look more respectable than what it was. At one point, Jamar Chase was their leading tackler of the football.
Wow. Surely you don't mean Jamar Chase, the running back, right?
The wide receiver.
The wide receiver.
The wide receiver.
Yeah, he had 5 tackles, 3 catches. Leading tackler for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, terrible stats.
It's okay though. They're gonna fly soon with Joe Flacco.
I mean, Joe Flacco, we'll see if he lasts a couple games behind the offensive line.
Yeah, they were saying that should be elder abuse.
Somebody said like the Bengals are just going for trying to have the first death on air during a football game.
Yeah, no, that offensive line's terrible. No, Flacco can pass it for more than 5 yards, so there is a chance Jamar Chase can have some points again. So
I feel like it'd be a real feel-good story if Flacco goes there and just goes off.
Could you imagine the Browns if the Bengals make the playoffs with Joe Flacco?
Oh. The only person happier than Joe Flacco if that happened would be Shador Sanders.
Yeah. I don't know. He might mime it to us in the post conference. Commanders won. They beat up on the Chargers, who are missing a couple of their offensive linemen, but Chargers were looking really good first 3 weeks and just fallen off since. Kind of weird there. And then we've talked about the Patriots beating the Bills. But what about the game that most of us, rallied together and gave our Duvals? And what happened? Some Duval
magic happened. That's what happened.
That was the most Looney Tunes ass way to get a touchdown I think I've ever seen in a football game.
Dude, I love that he basically fell twice.
He was just trying to.
He fell twice and then ran it in.
And it was literally caused by his own guy stepping on him.
Yeah, it looks like a fish flopping around. Like
impersonate the mascot or the logo of the Jaguar running. And
yep.
I will say, of all the live NFL games I've gone to, I did go to a Jacksonville game a couple of years ago, and their mascot is insane. He literally comes in on a fucking zip line from the very top of the stadium, and it's like, oh, they're cool if he dies.
just aim for the pool.
It is Florida. It is Florida. I'm pretty sure all safety precautions like OSHA, everything like that, it's all optional there.
No. They're very heavy at the theme parks, but beyond that, yeah.
Yeah, at the theme parks, yeah, but
I mean, the good news for the Jaguars is they're installing a roller coaster on deck 3, so they might get some upgraded safety measures there. But yeah, Jacksonville getting it done. For one, their retro jerseys looked really, really nice. The logo definitely looked dated. Just throw that new logo on with those jerseys. Perfect. I like the full body Jaguar on the side as well. But Scott, as a Trevor Lawrence person since he came into the league, how are you feeling?
Well, I like that he seems to be catching on with everything. I know that they have a new coordinator. That's got to be big for this season. And I'm going to have a tough decision because I have Lawrence and I have Drake May. So now, which ones am I going to be picking up? It's going to be. I have the feeling it's going to be kind of like what we kind of talk about on who are going to be the really crap teams that are going here for the rest of the season. Who is playing against who? And, whoever May is playing, if Lawrence is playing against the Cardinals, then Lawrence is getting my spot. If it's May playing against the Cardinals, then May's going to get my spot. It's all going to be depending on the opponent and where they are. But I think I can easily change between the two of them in our league and be happy with whatever result I get.
Right. Or you can be like me and whoever's on the bench will just have a great game. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Luckily for me this week, Spencer, who I wanted to go with from the beginning, had a pretty good game. But let's kick off our predictions. Like I said last week, not a good week for any of us. None of us got 10 right. Me, David, and Scott tied for last place with a 6-8 record. So I'm sure we can improve on that. Bobby and Nick over there were 9-5, and Brenden was 7-7, right in the middle. So Brenden, we'll let you kick it off as well, because Thursday night, Philadelphia is going to New York Giants. So tell us what you're thinking there.
I hope we can get it together in a short week and we can figure out something. I do think that the Eagles will win. I know it's a rivalry game in division game, but we are still the better team, and hopefully with the long break after this, we can figure some stuff out. Maybe that's when we'll make an offensive coordinator change.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Wait till the long bye week or long week. David, what are you feeling with this one?
From what I understand, the majority of the Eagles believe that Scadaboo is legitimately a rabid dog and not a player. So they're a little scared of him on the field right now. And with all their personal problems as well, I'm going to say the Big Blue get it done. Let's go Giants. Fuck the Eagles.
Bobby? Oh, Bobby, you're muted. You're muted. Hold on. All right, now go, Bobby.
Giants.
You're going Giants too?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, Scott.
I'm gonna go the Eagles. A short week, and they had an inter-team meeting. Those usually kind of leads to a solid game the next week. I'm going to go the Eagles specifically because of the shorter week.
I think they spent that whole meeting making out and they didn't get anything done.
Nick, who are you taking?
And Brenden wanted to be a fly on the wall for it.
Oh my God, your hatred of the Eagles is so funny. I'm gonna go Philly on that one. I don't think the Giants have what it takes to beat them. I think the Eagles will bounce back after the loss.
So unbiasedly, smartly, I should be picking the Eagles. I admit this. However, I think, and honestly, if Neighbors was playing, it would be a pretty even game.
I think it would be closer, for sure. Just without Neighbors, they don't have a real good passing game.
It's very hard, yeah.
Yeah, and Dart, his first reaction is to run it, and that's what I kind of saw in his first start. Because he gets scared pretty quickly and just runs, which works.
I feel like that's a college thing, though.
Yeah, they gotta.
I think that they gotta get that out of the
him.
system.
Yeah,
but if he doesn't have anybody to throw it to, it's hard to
give it off to Scadaboo. But for me, yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia in this one. I don't know. I'm more worried about the turf in MetLife hurting the Eagles than I am about the Giants beating them. So we'll check back out. On
maybe we should let's do that as a side thing real quick. Over under, how many players are going to get hurt in this game?
Well, to be fair, we have two chances in MetLife because the Jets are also hosting a game this weekend.
But in this one specifically, I think two players get carted off.
The Jets are overseas.
Oh, that's right. They're in London. They
against the Broncos.
That'll be it. Now that it's overseas, that throws me off a little bit because that weird things happen overseas. Bobby, who you got in that one? Jets or Broncos?
Us. We're gonna smash the Jets.
Smash the Jets.
That might hurt your hand.
What do you think the score is gonna be, Bobby?
I think it's gonna be 34-3. 34-13.
34-13. Okay. Brennan, who do you got in that one?
Broncos.
Broncos. Okay. David.
It's absolutely going to be those majestic stallions. Get those Broncos out there.
Scott.
Yeah. I'm still, despite the name, I think the green and white is going to have a whole lot of jet lag.
So
it's going to be
going
to be the Broncos.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, the Broncos. I also am checking the standings, and there's no way. There's no way the Jets are gonna win.
Because the Jets, not only do they have a bad standings, but it's not even those games where you're like, man, they almost had it. No, they got decisively beaten almost every game.
And they might be the best bad team we've ever seen. They have talent. I just don't know why they can't put it together. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's because they keep hurting themselves with penalties.
Yeah, I mean, I have to take Denver, even though it's kind of wonky. It's overseas, and sometimes that makes the bad teams come out on top. I don't think the Jets can get it done. The Broncos defense can hold down the Jets offense.
If you gave me a little more mediocre of a team against them over there, I might give the Jets a little more of a chance. But Broncos are going to be riding high after their victory. They've got talent too, so I just don't see how the Jets get it done unless they crash the plane before they land. Which then sure, Jets. But
it would take an act of God.
They crash your plane. They crash your plane, and they still don't win.
The next one up is another game that should be a pretty easy pick. Scott, will let you kick it off since it's the two teams you talk about the most. Indianapolis hosting Arizona. Is this one even going to be close?
No. No. That's easy to say. Okay. Question is, Colts beat Raiders 40-6. So now the question is, how much more points do the Colts score, and how much fewer do the Cardinals score? So I'm going to go. Let's go 50-3 on this one.
50-3. All right.
50-3 Colts.
All right, Brenden.
I do agree that the Colts are going to win. I don't think it'll be that big of a blowout, but I do think the Colts are going to win. I do have a little more faith in the Arizona defense than the Raiders defense.
I mean, considering what we saw last week where they had the game-winning interception and let the team score, I don't know if that's a good... David?
I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I feel like a very big motivator for things that I did were, is this going to get me hit? And I don't want to get hit. So I think the Cardinals are going to come out real strong. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, the belt's
Get hit.
come out. Yeah, the belt's coming out, and they're getting swatted because I think Indiana Jones pulls down another one.
With his lasso. Baba?
His
Who you
whip,
got?
not his last. It's not Wonder Woman. Jesus.
He can do whatever he wants.
Who is it?
Colts
the
versus
Colts
Arizona.
Colton who?
Arizona.
I gotta take Indianapolis this one.
I mean, Bobby's trying to creep up on Scotty's win percentage here, so he's taking some smart picks. Nick, are you going to go out on a limb, maybe go for double for the Cardinals here, or are you going safe pick Indianapolis?
I'm going with the safe pick Indianapolis.
It's okay. I don't think any of us were going to pick Arizona this one. They just look bad. The fact they should have won that game, and I don't even think going up 28-6 they could have won, says a lot. And this next matchup, I don't really know which way it's going to go. It's LA Chargers going to the Miami Dolphins. Brenden.
I think the Chargers should win.
Chargers. Okay. David.
Well, I was going to give it to Chargers, but then I looked at a map and I realized how many teams they got to fight to get to Miami. So they're going to be feeling tired. And there's probably some jobs on the line in Miami right now. But you know what? Let's give it to the Florida boys. Let's go Miami.
All right, David's going a wild pick there, Bobby. You going Miami or you going Chargers?
Let's see. I gotta go Miami. If we win, Miami, yeah, we go to first place.
All right, so Bobby might be one of those teams meeting the Chargers on the front lines there. Scott?
Well, it really hurts that Omari and Hampton has gone down with a really bad ankle sprain. He could be gone for the rest of the year. Especially since I have him in a couple of other leagues that I dabble in. But the Chargers still have some of those receivers that can really catch the ball. And I don't think the Dolphins have that. They really have this Achan running the ball. I'm gonna reach out and go with the Chargers, but it's one of those that's a big if. Would not surprise me if the Dolphins win this one, but I'm gonna throw my hat on the Chargers.
All right, Nick.
I'll snap the hat throwing.
I'm going the Chargers on that one.
Yeah, I'll say Chargers just for the fact I think they have a little bit more cohesion even with the injuries. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Dolphins eke this one out when they shouldn't win it when they did the opposite last week.
I will say, if Miami loses this one, especially if they lose it bad, I think
Could
we're
be
going to
it.
we're going to see some big changes there very soon
Yeah.
Mhm.
because they are spiraling, and if there's no signs of it changing, they're gonna move stuff around, and Quinn Ewers might get his chance to move up.
Right. Yeah. Whoever has that Nick? Does Nick have Quinn Ewers?
I have Quinn.
Oh, you have Quinn. We'll see. No.
He's third string. I don't expect to see him this year. But you never know with all these injuries.
Yeah. Next matchup: Patriots Saints. Brenden.
Patriots.
Patriots. Okay. David.
Yeah, I gotta agree. After that fabulous game Sunday night, I think they're gonna be juiced up. I know Saints got one of their first wins, but it's not gonna be enough to take them over New England. That's hungry for a comeback for their legacy. So I do think Patriots are gonna take this one home.
All right. Bobby.
Should be a good game though. I think it's gonna be close.
Mhm.
New England.
New England.
Yep.
Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to go with New England. I think it could be a halfway decent game. More tighter than I think a number of people will feel about just looking at the names on the piece of paper. But I would definitely go with the Patriots here.
All right, Nick.
I want to go Saints because I know my mom likes the Saints, but I'm gonna go Patriots.
All right, I'll go New Orleans. Is this because I might be starting Spencer Rattler once more? We'll find out.
Could you just imagine though beating the undefeated Buffalo Bills one week and then losing to the Saints the next week?
I mean, that's life in the NFL. I mean,
but that hurts, man.
Yeah. But to be fair, if you lose to the Saints this week, they're only one game worse than you. It's not a huge difference. And I think they're just riding a really big emotional high after that victory. It's going to be a little bit of a short week coming in like that. And I think Saints get it done. So brings us to, Browns Steelers, Brenden.
The Steelers. The Browns did play better. I thought Gabriel played pretty well for it being his first game and everything, but I do think the Steelers, coming off that bye week and being fresh, will be victorious.
David.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree. Nothing against, Gabriel did great for his first game, but I do think the Steelers, sorry, Nick, are a better team than a banged up Vikings are. So just realistically, I think he'll get some more experience, and I do think the Browns could be very good with him a little later on, but I think it's still a little too soon. He's still got a lot to learn. So I'm going to have to take the Steelers in this one.
Bobby?
Steelers.
Scott?
Yeah, definitely Steelers coming off that bye. They'll have it all set up. And Browns are still a good at least 2 years away from anything that's going to be worth thinking about. So, yeah, definitely Steelers at home.
Well, I mean, how many drugs did Aaron Rodgers do while they were out? Maybe that's...
You don't want to know that answer.
Nick, what about you?
I'm gonna go with the Browns. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Period. I want to see him lose.
Fair. I want to see him lose everything.
I want to see him lose every game possible.
Future savior in Minnesota.
What?
I thought he was your future savior in Minnesota. I thought.
No, he really wanted to during the offseason, but the Vikings weren't going to take him.
But Nick, would you have taken him knowing the injuries you guys have right now?
No. The only reason I would take him is so I could buy, like, my neighbors across the street are Packers fans. I would buy his jersey just to wear it on game day.
As a Vikings one?
Yeah, I'd buy the Vikings jersey just to spite the Packers fans.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, just get like a half Rodgers, half Favre one and just wear it around outside.
Yep.
Favor. I'm going to take the Browns as well. I think they have the better defense. Steelers' defense has been kind of questionable as of late. And so I think the defense is going to be the outcome, and the Browns have a
Keegan's
better
just
kicker.
saying this because he's got Gabriel.
Yeah, he might be starting. I haven't decided. I have a odd
The way Keegan smiled, like it looked like somebody had just asked him to the prom. Like, yeah,
He folded him. He like, yeah.
yeah, I got
yeah,
him.
you know why. David, you guys got what on paper looks like it should be an easy matchup. It's the Carolina Panthers coming into Dallas. But do you think it's going to be easy? Like, what are your thoughts with this one?
I think it will be, but I think this will actually be this is a game that's going to tell us a lot about the Cowboys because historically, over the last decade or so, they consistently play down to the teams that they should easily beat. So how this game goes will say a lot about the strength and makeup of what this team is actually going to be this year. Because I still don't think they've quite found what their identity is. Like that defense definitely has got to shore up, but we'll see. I will definitely take them though. I think they definitely win, but we'll see by how easy or not they do.
Brenden, are you going to take the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's the smart pick. I guess I'll do it.
All right. Bobby?
How about them Cowboys?
I mean, I know. I should have known. You've been picking them every week, Bobby. Scott?
Me.
I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Well, fuck you too, Scott.
I think, hey,
I'm sorry.
this is the upset of the week here. I'm going with Panthers. Go Cats.
Meow.
Nick?
I hate to go against David, but I'm gonna go with the Panthers too.
All right, pussy boys. What are you picking, Keegan?
I don't have faith in Carolina. If they were to win, it definitely would be the upset of the week, but I'm taking Dallas.
Hold on. This gives us an interesting opportunity because I'm actually playing Nick in fantasy this week.
Uh-huh.
I think this is a great chance for us to do a bet on the Cowboy game. What do you say?
Yeah, what kind of bet?
If I win, I get to pick anybody off your team. And if you win, you get to pick anybody off my team.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that bet.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
David, just remember the last time you did this, what happened to the player you received.
Hey, I still won. Okay.
Me.
Next matchup, I think it's going to be a really good one. It's in Jacksonville, Seahawks, Jaguars. I'm going to take Seattle.
ESPN just sent me a notice. Apparently, Dak Prescott's dead. This is
all right, Panthers, here we go.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Sam Darnold and Seahawks to get it done against Jacksonville. Brennan, what about you?
Well, I do have the wonderful receiver from Seattle, so I think I will go with them.
Okay, David.
This is very tough, actually. You know what? I just traded away Darnold. I think he's going to do very well, especially because I just traded him. But I'm going to say Jacksonville just to say that they're going to ride high on beating the Chiefs last night.
Whoa. What happened?
So officially, Duval.
That's just going to be our thing going forward now. We pick Jacksonville. Bobby.
Seattle.
All right. Scott.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Duval.
There you go.
Jags, go Cats. Again, go Cats.
That's right. He's the kitty cat man.
It's the week of the cats. Nick.
Worst superhero ever, Kitty Cat Man. Duval.
Could you like? Yeah, I tried to rob the bank, but the kitty cat man got me.
Not so fast, bad guy. I'm here, right? Meow.
All right, so Warner Brothers, if you need ideas, we're here. Just,
You need ideas, yeah.
He spits up like acid hair.
Your meowing has summoned my cat.
Mine's still napping.
All right, so going into our next matchup, we got the Rams traveling to Baltimore. No word on if they're going to play Lamar. Seems like maybe the smart bet to not play him, go into the bye next week, and come out the week after.
Could he do any worse though?
I mean, right now, how bad the Ravens are, I don't know. I will take the Rams in this one. The Ravens, I know, just signed a cornerback, CJ, from Gardner Johnson, got released by Houston. Not going to help at all. So give me the Rams to bounce back, Brenden.
They also traded for a safety from LA, the Chargers.
Who'd they get?
But I agree. I think that the Rams will win this game.
David.
Yeah, I love the Ravens. I've talked about them, one of my favorite teams, but they are hot garbage right now. I don't know if it's just Lamar being gone that they fall apart, which we've talked about how it should not all be dependent on one person, but it seems like they're very much built on that. And for some reason, none of the other pieces are quite coming together without him. So smart play would be to let him rest, especially going into the bye week, bring him back healthy, hopefully after that, and kind of regroup. So I think for this week, at least, I do think Ravens aren't going to have it. Give me the Rams.
Bobby.
Who is it? What's that?
Rams, Ravens.
Baltimore.
All right, Bobby's going Baltimore. Scott, you going to be going Rams or Baltimore?
I'm going to go exactly with what David said, and that it'll probably be good to let Lamar rest and get that extra week. And despite the Rams having to go from West Coast to East Coast and then play a noontime game, mid-afternoon game in Baltimore, it'll still be the Rams. I'll go Rams.
Nick?
I'm going Rams.
All right. Next up could be possibly the worst football we've ever seen, or maybe it's so bad it's good, because it's the Raiders hosting the Tennessee Titans.
Good God.
Brenden. Yeah, Bobby's reaction says it all.
I'll choose Tennessee. I think the luck will maybe turn things around for them. Not really, but I'll be hopeful.
David?
So my gut was first going to the Raiders, but again, I took a look at the map, and it looks like Tennessee doesn't actually have to really fight anybody on the way from there to there. So they're going to show up pretty healthy, and I think they're going to get it done. So let's go Titans.
You just have to get through the Rocky Mountains.
Right, and that's fine.
Everybody did that back during the Oregon Trail days. We got this.
Yeah, that's old hat, dude. Come on.
It's old.
They're Titans. Okay, they made the mountains. They'll be fine.
Yeah, this week I heard they're actually implementing the Oregon Trail video game into their practice facility just so they can make it there.
I did hear Cam Ward is fighting off a very bad case of dysentery, so we'll see how that shapes up. But as long as he makes it through that, I feel good.
Well, as long as his receivers can get over their butterfingers, I think he'll be fine.
I mean, if he can get the ball to his receivers, that's one thing. Bobby?
I think I'm going to go with who was it? Sorry?
The Raiders.
The Raiders and the Titans.
Ravens and Titans.
Raiders.
Tennessee.
Yep.
Okay. Scott?
Well, if the Titans have dysentery, how many of the Raiders have scurvy?
That's a great question. And you know what? They're in Vegas. They got worse things than scurvy they're catching. If you know what I mean.
They got the herpes.
I'm going to go 6-3 Raiders. But
that's an awful game.
That's a horrible game. It's going to be horrible game. We'll be lucky if it is 6-3.
It's not only is it 6-3, the 6 is no field goals. It's just 3 safeties.
This is going to be the first 0-0 tie for the NFL.
Yeah, it could be.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll go Raiders at home.
Okay. Nick?
I'm going to do Tennessee.
All right. I'll go Raiders as well. Just what I've seen from Cam Ward and that Tennessee team. It's bad. Like, he's throwing directly to the cornerbacks and safeties. I'm like, if it wasn't the Arizona Cardinals last week, that was game over. So.
Okay, but Keegan, you have to remember they were at the game and they saw the coach hit him. So now they know that that's a thing that can happen. So they're scared too.
I mean, and considering some of his press conferences we've seen in Tennessee, it might happen. We might.
So
I
hang
could
on.
see
Does that mean that Indianapolis has to fight their coach when they get to Indy?
probably
Yeah, no.
just a one-on-one death match during halftime.
All right, so our next matchup's kind of interesting because now we got the red hot Joe Flacco led Cincinnati Bengals
I gotta go.
going against the Green Bay Packers. And who was the first quarterback to deliver them a loss this year in Cleveland? But Joe Flacco. So with that knowledge, Brenden, are you going Packers or Bengals?
I'm going Packers.
No faith in Joe Flacco?
No faith in the Bengals defense. It has nothing to do with or the O-line. There's no faith in the O-line or that defense. That's when you put 75% of your money into 3 players and one of them's out all year.
Yeah.
Poorly ran organization.
David, yeah, I mean, yes, it's a very poor. Luckily, I did hear Joe Burrow made it across the road without getting hit, so he was able to get surgery. So good news for a Bengals fan. David, are you taking Joe Flacco, or are you going to say big old, as Jerry refers to him, Michael is going to get a couple sacks this game?
So I believe in solidarity. And today I'm going to express that in my good friend Scott here. I am going to be an honorary member of the Kitty Cat Club. And I am picking the Bengals to scratch it up because I just don't like the Packers. And it'd be so funny if Joe Flacco beat them again.
Just 3 weeks later.
Literally switch teams just to beat them again. Like, it'd be funny. And to be fair, if Burrow was in during this game, I feel like a lot of us would be very kind of 50-50 on who we would pick.
I would definitely pick Cincinnati.
So
I'm not.
So, yeah.
I'm not 50-50 on it at all.
I would be more 50-50 if he was, but that defense.
Like I think it would be more of a question. I think if Burrow was actually playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give the faith that the team will pull it together, and they will be so relieved to have somebody else there
who can
that they'll play.
Football.
Yeah, that they'll play their best, and let's hope Joe Flacco doesn't die on air.
Bobby, Bengals or Green Bay Packers?
Green Bay, Cincinnati sucks.
Bob, tell us how you really feel.
Some matter of fact about it.
All right, Scott.
Yeah, I'm like thinking back on history. You know, Flacco has been with how many different teams? We've all lost count. But you know, it seems like the very first game he plays with his new team, he does really well. And everybody's going, "Oh, the great Flacco, the great Flacco," and then of course he doesn't do anything else. So, but with this being Flacco's first game with the Bengals, I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to go with the Cats again.
Kitty Cat Club, Kitty Cat Club. Meow, meow.
Go Cats.
If this is our best week predicting it, it's all because the Kitty Cat Club song.
Oh my God.
Nick, are you going to be an honorary member of the Kitty Cat Club?
I mean, I'm not an honorary member of any club. My 2 favorite teams are the Vikings and whoever's playing the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going Cincinnati Bengals on that one.
There we go. Clean those whiskers. Meow.
Hey, all right, just to help out the Kitty Cat Club. Plus,
oh snap!
Once more, like David said, I think it'd be hilarious to see Joe Flacco beat them with the Browns and the Bengals. So give me the Bengals. I think
it would just be so funny. Plus, there would be so much panic in Green Bay if they come off the bye and lose a game.
To Joe Flacco again. That'd be all right, so next up, 49ers going to Tampa Bay. Brenden.
Tampa Bay.
David.
Yeah, man. San Francisco's coming to Tampa, and we all know that's where the pirate ship lives.
Right.
They got their cannons loaded. They're gonna get it done. Let's go Tampa.
Bobby.
Tampa.
Scott.
Well, contrary to what I said earlier with the Chargers, got a West Coast team going all the way over to the East Coast to play. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers on this one. I think they do have a better team, especially at home. Yeah, go Bucs.
Nick.
Tampa. Baker Mayfield's going to get it done.
Yeah, give me Tampa Bay as well. But if the 49ers get this done with Mac Jones and all those second, third stringers, Kyle Shanahan may be coach of the year. Just saying. Like, the way he's just – the excellence we're seeing from a team that shouldn't be this good is amazing.
They've got some magic going on there. Like, I will admit, they blew me away with this last game. They shouldn't have stood a chance, and yet they won. Like,
yeah,
good for them. But
really good.
But the thing, because they did that, I think it was a big part of that was that they were overlooked, and they were like, it's a slap together team. This should be an easy win for us. I think the Buccaneers will have learned that lesson and not underestimate them coming in, and I think they'll be ready for them.
Uh-oh. Are we going to make it a clean sweep again against the Chiefs as they host a member of the Kitty Cat Club, the Detroit Lions, Brenden?
Yeah, I think that the Lions will win.
All right. Dave.
Kitty Cat Club. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of really dislike both of these teams. I've just never liked Detroit. I hate their coach. That dude, for some reason, just his face makes me angry. But not as angry as Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes in every fucking insurance commercial and all that. So definitely Kitty Cat Club all the way. And we upgrade for this one from a meow to a roar. So roar.
All right, Bobby.
Let's see. I got to go against the Chiefs. I can't stand Kansas City.
All right. Scott.
He's doing, yeah, there we go. There it comes.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Nick.
I hate this. Detroit's gonna get it done. I'm the same way. I can't stand Kansas City or Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes. Plus, the Detroit line. I feel like Detroit's a much better team this season than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Detroit, even though I don't like them, they're good, and they get their wins honestly, and it's not just flukes and luck that get them by.
Yeah,
Yeah. So give me Detroit as well. I think Chiefs are going to get a little bit stronger as the season goes on, so I think they'll definitely be around for the playoffs and stuff. I don't think they're making the Super Bowl, but yeah, give me Detroit. And who would have thought this early 3 sweeps?
I think Kansas City has to make the playoffs because the prophecy has to be fulfilled where Josh Allen defeats them in the playoffs
to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't think the Chiefs will make it to the championship game though.
I could see if they get help. I mean, they're going to start getting some of their receiver health back, and I think that will help the offense. And if the defense isn't on the field, I think they have a shot just because the teams in the AFC that I thought were going to be good aren't. Like Baltimore after week 1, I was like, this is going to be the AFC championship, Baltimore and Buffalo.
I mean, it still could. I want to see how they look after the bye week.
Yeah, once they start.
That'll tell me if the Ravens can pull it back together or not.
Well, and this week we're graced with one of the least awesome things the NFL does is a double header on Monday night.
And it's never good games.
Yeah, the second of the two I think will be better, but this first one, Buffalo going to Atlanta, Buffalo is going to be upset. I mean, I'll say I think Buffalo is going to win this one, and I think Atlanta will get more than the 0 they got against Carolina, but it's not going to be much. So give me Buffalo. Brenden?
I agree. I think Buffalo will win.
David?
I think the smart play is definitely on Buffalo. However, just to keep things interesting, let's say Atlanta got some magic done during the bye week and come out with Bijan Robinson netting me 40 points.
That's
Yeah.
why you lost this week. Bijan was out.
Oh, I know. I had a lot. I had several guys out.
So you're going to Atlanta? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get Atlanta and send everybody into a tailspin about the Buffalo Bills because they will the pundits will freak out if the Bills lose to Atlanta.
Yeah, they would. Bobby?
Buffalo.
All right, Scott?
Yeah, it's a good thing to get out of the way of a Buffalo stampede. I think the Bills are going to be mighty angry, and they're just going to go ahead and just flat out take it to the Dirty Birds and just thump them badly. So I'm going to go with the Bills big time.
All right, Nick?
Buffalo. I think Josh Allen and the boys are going to bounce back from the loss they just experienced against the Patriots, and they're going to pull this through.
And then our final Monday night game, Bears, Commanders. Will the Bears get a little retribution for the Hail Mary last year? That shouldn't have been, since their defensive back was just like waving at the stands instead of, I don't know, playing the football game. I think
that was so dumb.
Yeah, and that tanked their whole season. Like that moment, it killed them. From there on out, like they were bad. So I think they're a much better team, better coached than they were last year, and they almost beat the better kind of just fresher Commanders that didn't have as much tape on them, where you can study them a little bit more. Didn't have as much age on the offensive line or defensive backs. So give me Chicago, Brenden.
I'll agree. Go with the Bears.
Whoa, to the Bears, David.
Well, ultimately, I think between a Commander and a Bear, Bears are closest to cats. So to stay loyal to the kitty cat club, we got to have a Bearcat in there, and that's okay. So let's go Bearcats. Plus, it makes Dallas not look as bad if Washington gets beat by Chicago as well. So roar meow.
All right, Bobby.
Chicago.
All right, Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears coming off the bye week. I think the Bears will have the time to kind of put everything together. Williams and Adunze will be linking up with a couple of big passes. I hope so because I have Adunze in a number of my other leagues. So let's go with the Bears.
All right, Nick, don't screw this up. Don't do it.
Just for that, he's going to pick Commanders.
The Bears.
Okay, I had the mute ready, so I was ready to
Yeah, I know you did. You're actually just gonna edit me out from the video when you upload it. Like,
No, this is live, Nick. All this is live. People can see you right this second.
I understand this is live, but don't you upload it to your channel?
Yeah, but it's live on the channel right now. People.
Yeah, but he'd edit it later. Just have you be like, I love the Bears. Definitely pick them.
Just from one of our deep dives, like a bear like happened to come in on one
He
of the
edits
movies.
he edits my background to just the Bears logo.
All right.
Yeah,
So
and Keegan's I better pick the Bears, but it has nothing to do with the fact that I have Caleb Williams on my team.
And Adunze.
and Cole.
Wow.
And Loveland.
Wow. If I didn't have Dak, I would be mad at you, but I can't because then I'd be hypocritical.
I'm gonna go ahead and be mad at you just because I can.
Do it.
Well, Nick, we don't need that.
You're going to face the full wrath of the Kitty Cat Club.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the meows, okay, Nick?
The meows of hell.
Don't you start with me, boy.
Ask not for who the cat meows. It meows for you.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us for another episode of Culz Sports Chat. We'll definitely be back next week for another of these. And a couple weeks from now, you should see some of these familiar faces for some deep dives we got planned for some movies. head over to David's channel. I know he has a fun episode from Nebraska that he put up. So if you haven't seen that, because there's no NFL team there, so go check it out there. Lots of cool things to do there. Nick, doing anything fun this weekend?
Nope.
No. Bobby, you were just in Texas. Doing any other fun things besides
No,
getting back from Texas?
I was in the hospital today.
You were not. What?
I passed out at work.
So it sounds like Bob's going to be taking it easy this weekend.
I had an allergic reaction.
Yeah,
You had an allergic reaction?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely be taking it easy this weekend. Drink some water.
Yep.
From what I heard, Bob's doctor told him he couldn't do any heavy lifting, but he had to go pee, and it was just too much.
It was scary though. Trust me. I was bagging all of a sudden. I just went to the ground.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that, Bob.
Yeah, no, Bobby, we're glad you're okay. Scotty, doing anything fun this weekend?
This weekend I'll be sitting here boiling a giant pot of water, getting it all nice and hot and bubbly, and then dumping a duck right in head first, right in there. Go Hoosiers! It'll be tough. It'll be tough to do. But go Hoosiers! Especially as the Oregon faithful drown in their sorrows by the drowned duck in my pot that's on my in my kitchen right over there.
Well, and speaking of college games, Nick, are you prepared now to call the UNC football game this weekend? He's right. Well, on that note, David, up to anything fun this weekend, or any videos people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, there'll be some videos eventually. Check it out.
All right, check out the videos. Brenden, any fun cryptid tornado chasing we're doing this weekend?
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend. All
Maybe
right, well,
we'll see. It is going from really cool to hotter days. So.
Oh wait, Nick's back. Nick, are you ready for the UNC college game that we're going to be covering? All right. Well, I hope everyone else will join us as we do a live stream of the UNC football game this weekend, and we will see.
I'm excited. I'm excited.